Everybody, good day. Welcome back to our CSS training. Today we'll be looking at list. We'll be looking at list styling. As we know that last class we treated link styling. So today we'll be looking at list styling. As we've known that in HTML we have two major type of lists. We have the order list and the unordered list. Under the unordered list is where we have the description list. But the main two key type of list we have is the order list and the unordered list. So I'll be using that two major type as example today. So and with that example we can also work on description list. So I've created some list here. I've created some examples of list here. I created the order list A, B, and I created the unordered list of C, D. Now, what are we mainly to learn about the list styling? Okay, let me view it for you first. In our list, the order list, when you are viewing the order list, it is always marked. The order lists are always marked with 1, 2, 3, which is numbering, while the unordered list is always being marked with dot, with a tick dot. So now the first thing we have to learn about the list styling is how to change all this all this marker which we have 1, 2, 3 and the dot, how to change it to other style we have. For example, if I want to change that 1, 2, 3 to alphabet, which is ABC, either capital alphabet or either uppercase alphabet or lowercase alphabet. So how to change them is the first thing we'll be learning about, and also how to change all these dots here in the unordered list, all these dot mark, how to change them to whether we want it to be a circle or we want it to be a square. So let's move back to our CSS file. Now the first thing to do is to declare our selector. So firstly I'll be selecting the first OL, which is order list A, with the class of A. So I'll say OL.A. I can just say .A as far as I don't have other classes that has the class of A in my file. But for easy understanding, I will just say OL.A, then I will give it my declaration bracket. So inside my declaration bracket, I will say list style, style. So the list style we want to deal with now is the type of the list style we want. So I'll give it a column. So the list type we want to use now is the order list are always defaultly declared by 1, 2, 3. So I will use alphabet. I will use upper alpha. So upper alpha. So that is just the declaration. The alphabet, you will not say it completely, you will not make it full. So I will say upper alpha. Now let me go back to my HTML file and view it in my app. So do you see that the 1 2 3 has changed to capital letters, which are A, B, C. Now let me change the second one to lower alpha. You say if you look at this warning sign at my left side now, it's saying element ol.a is overqualified. Just use dot a without element name. So you can also use dot a. So if I'm to view it now, you see it, you will still have the same results. So you see we still have the same result. So but for it to be clear to us on what we are doing, that is why I use OL. So let's leave it like that. So the next one, okay, likewise I can also change this uppercase to lowercase by saying lower. I will just say lower hyphen alpha. So then let me view it in my app. You see that it has changed to lowercase. So as simple as ABC. Now let me back to my CSS file. The next one, let me say ol.b. Then my declaration bracket, I will say list hyphen style. So style type. So now I can just the list style type here. I can just say okay, Roman. Let me say lower Roman, lower hyphen Roman, the Roman figure. So the Roman figure. So let me go and view it. So let's view it now. So do you see that it has changed to Roman figure of lowercase. So I can also change it to uppercase of Roman figure. So let me go and view it so that you see what we are doing. Do you see that it has changed to uppercase instead of lowercase? Now for the on other list, so we can change that. For that we can, for us to get for the on other list, for us to change the marker, we can only change the marker to two forms. Either we change it to circle or we change it to square. So it's a ul dot dot c, ul dot c. Then we have my declaration bracket. Then here I'll say list style, the same thing, list style, list style type, then column, then I'll say circle. That's it. So now let's view it in our browser. Oh, sorry, I've not declared. Okay, let me declare it. Let's view it in our browser. So it's still with circle. So back to my CSS. Okay, then the next one. Okay, let me use square for here. Square. So let's view it. Now what is happening? Call me. Oh, sorry, I wrote UP here. I know something's happening instead of UL, UP. So let's go and view it. So this it has changed to square. So the next one, let's change it to circle. UL dot D. So my declaration bracket, I'll say list style type, column, I'll say circle. Now let's go and view it in our browser. I hope you are getting what I'm doing. I hope you are following me. So if you look at the on other list below, you see that it has changed to circle. Now another thing after that, another thing we need to learn next is the what? Position. Is the position. So I will just use one. The on other list. Okay, let me use OL dot A. So this one, for that also, instead of the difference for us out of the position and the type is just for us to just change that type to position. So they are both list style type, but we need to change it. The only thing is just to define the type of style we are talking about. So this one, the position of the list can only be defined in two ways. One, either inside or outside. So inside, so the next one, let me do the next one so that you see it at once. OL dot B, I'll say list type, position, then column, I'll say outside. Then I'll say outside. So let's go and view this. You see the difference. So if you look at the first one, the order list here, where we have ABC, and the one we have Roman figure I. So if you look at them, see that there are some difference in between them. The upper one move inward a little bit, move away from the left side to the right side a little bit, while the down one, which contain Roman figure, move outside, stay on the normal position. So that is the difference in the position to tell whether it should move inside or move outside. So that is about the position. Now the next thing we have to know about them is image. The image. So I will just, this on other list C, on other list D, I will remove it. So I will remove it. I will use it for the image. So now let me use on other list ul.d. So the image also is still the same thing as the list type. So let me, my declaration, so it's the same thing as the list type. The only thing is just to tell the type of list type we are dealing with. So we only change the position and the type to image, column. Then we declare the URL, then bracket, let me look at the image I have here that I can use. Okay, which image can I use? Okay, let me use rose.jp. So rose dot so rose.jpg, then I'll close the bracket, then semicolon. So this, let's view this. So do you see that? Do you see that the list has turned to image? So the list has turned to image instead of the another list has turned to image instead of all these dots and the likes. So because of the image is very wide, that is why we can't view everything. I hope you can see it by the corner here. So now let's move to the next one. That is about all the list style type we have. Now the next thing is to move to the coloring of list. So I can, let me say ol.a, OL.A, background color, blue. Padding, so padding, I will say 20 pixel. So let's go and view this in our browser and see what happened. So okay, let me use another color. The color is to okay, no, you know what, I will just the color we use now cover the lettering of the list item. So because they are of the same color, now I will not define another color for the list items and also for the wording itself. So let me say, I will say OL dot A, then LI. I hope you are getting me. So I've declared the whole content that I'm using as OL.A that I'm referring to. Then the content inside the inline element inside the OL is the LI. So then my declaration bracket, I will now say background color, let me say 33, EE FF. So then I will give semicolon, then I will declare color for the lettering. I will say color white, then semicolon, I say margin, I will say 15 pixel. So let me use 10 pixel for the margin, so it will not be too okay. Let's view it in our browser. Now this here, how beautiful it is, wow. So I've declared the background color of the whole other element as what? Blue. Then after that, I give the list items inside it, I give it the color of light blue. Then I give the lettering inside it color of white. So that is all for or for list styling. But before we go, let me give you the shorthand for list yeah, let me give you the shorthand for list style list style for the list style in sales. So which one should I use? Which one should I use? Okay, let me use this. Okay, let me use this OLB. Okay, now for you to use the shorthand, let me take it away. Cut. Now let me say OL dot B I'll say, then my declaration bracket, I'll say list so I will only say list style, then column, then after that I'll say, now for the shorthand of list style, it deals with the type, let's say square. No, sorry, I should use UL. Let me use UL for it to be easy. Okay, I can use OL dot B since I've already taken it before. So I will say the first one is the style. So let me say upper alpha, then space, then followed by the position. The position should be inside since it is outside before, to see how it works. Then followed by the image. So I will say URL open bracket, then rows dot jpg close bracket. So that is all. So let's go and view it in our browser and see what it will give us. But you know, we are using two things together. We use the image, so we are using the image. Yeah, okay, yes, this is it. You know, we use the image and then the sorry, so we use the image and we use the upper alphabet. So the one big at the superior case among the two, if the browser we are using does not support the image you are using, instead of nothing to be there, it will just bring the upper case of alphabet. For example, if the phone that I want to view the browser is a Java phone and does not support the image you are using, so instead of nothing to be there and the list should just be in a disorganized array, so it will just be contained with A. But since the browser we are using now is what support the image you are using, so the image will be there instead of the alphabet. So you can see that. So it is the image was we can see the image now because I've defined it to be inside. Like this one we use the one we use image for here for the other list here. You see that the image did not show fully because we did not declare it to be inside. It is at the default position, which is outside. So this is where we'll stop for today. See you next class. See you in the next class. Bye.